grew up in Only, Maryland. A little, back then it was a little wide spot in the road, cow pastures and cornfields and nothing there, and now it's grown and it's a great, it still feels like a hometown to me. I walked in the recruiting office and I walked into the Air Force and the guys didn't even look up. I walked into the Navy, same thing. I walked into the Army, same thing. I walked into the Marine Corps. This guy stood up at attention. He was just locked and cocked. He was, every crease was crisp, and he wanted to know about me. And that did it for me. I enlisted right there. The Marines was an easy choice, really. One of the best things I've ever done in my life. And my son, when he enlisted in the Marine Corps and came home and said, I'm getting ready to enlist, I didn't want him to because it was post 9/11. And I knew he would be going to combat. And I said, look, I tried to punch holes in his reasons for going. And it's amazing how your children listen to you when you don't think they're listening. And he had answers for every one of my arguments because he listened to what I told him about. It was one of the best things I've ever done. I learned a lot. I grew up a lot. So he went in and he did great as well and did end up going to combat and came back okay. Thank God. I selected electronics. And so from Parris Island, they sent me to 29 Palms, California, which is the toughest school in the Marine Corps. By then, I did know the value of an education, and I worked hard. And I finished, out of 40 guys, I finished third in my class. And the top guys get to pick the next school. So I went to the basic electronics school, and then the next school, I had a choice of crypto or missile systems. And missile systems just seemed sexier. In hindsight, crypto would have been better from a security standpoint and all the things we're going through now. Old Line is the largest liquor store in Prince George's County. It's the most beautiful store I've ever seen. I mean, I'm obviously biased, but it's 22,000 square feet, 10,000 feet of beer, wine, and liquor, with a restaurant and an event space. The bistro is tucked in the back. The original partners had a 200-seat restaurant that was going to have white tablecloths and serve crab cakes and prime rib. And I went to the Beltsville Civic Association and said, will this work here? And they said no. Within the restaurant studies, the white tablecloth restaurants are going by the wayside. People want to be more casual. So we decided we were going to put a little place kind of tucked in the back. So you had to walk through the liquor store to get to the restaurant, but a beautiful atmosphere, very casual, very diverse menu. We do crab cakes. We do some steaks. It's an American bistro with a Dominican twist. Chef Ed's Dominican and Peruvian, and so he adds a little kick to some of his dishes, a little spice, something a little different. Veterans are near and dear to my heart. And we had, on Veterans Day 2 years ago, a big display. And there were small signs that said, thank you Marines, thank you Army, thank you Air Force, thank you Navy, thank you Coast Guard. And a woman came in and said, I'd really like to have that Marine sign. My son's in Afghanistan. So I said, well, the display's coming down within the next week, so come by next week and I'll be happy to give you the sign. So she came by, and not only did I give her the sign, but I gave her an Old Line t-shirt, and I gave her a big flag with a yellow ribbon on it. It's a Miller High Life flag that says, support our veterans. And she was floored. So she took this stuff and sent it to her son in Afghanistan. He sent me back a picture with his unit, and they were holding up the flag, and he was in the middle of the picture with the Old Line t-shirt on, which is awesome. And I told Catherine, the mother, that when he got back, please have him come and get a burger on me at Old Line. So he came back and brought the flag, and his whole unit had autographed the flag. So when we told Betty Buck, the Miller High Life distributors, Buck Distributing, and we told Betty Buck about this, and she was blown away. And she said, give me the flag and the photo. I want to frame these for you. So she framed them, and we have them displayed in the front of the store.